Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood panda here, back again for another episode. Y'all, today is a special Patreon request. Yes, I have a Patreon where you can request that I analyze songs for you. I'll put the link for that in the description below. But today is a Patreon request from my lovely Patreon, DJ 410. He actually has his own YouTube channel, which I will also put the link in the description below for you to go check out. He's awesome. He's hilarious. He's passionate about what he does. But anyway, he has requested that I analyze today the classic Elvis Presley song, Can't Help Falling in Love, followed by the cover done by Diana Ankudinova. Now, Diana is a talented young woman. I've seen some of her other stuff before. I haven't seen her do this one yet, but she is absolutely incredible. I cannot wait till she see what she does with this. I already love this song to start with. You know, it's one of my favorites. So let's refresh our memory with the classic Elvis version. This is you're only going to see the screen here, the album screen, because I don't think he did. There's not a really good music video for it, but this is the official audio that he produced on the album. So let's refresh our memories with how that sounds.
Wise men say only fools rush in.
Okay, to start off with, there's that lovely, just that little bit of, you'll have to remind me in the comments. I learned this back in school, but I can't remember what the, I know on a regular drum set, you can use a, not a stick, but the thing with the several prongs on it to make it kind of that swishy sound, going across the thing. Remind me what that's called. I know what regular drumsticks like, but that particular piece of equipment. But anyway, you have that, you hear that sound, and along with just a little bit of the bass drum in the back, and then you've got Elvis and his smooth, dulcet baritone voice coming in, and it also has that trademark overly done vibrato that Elvis is famous for. You can hear it shaking there in the background, but that is famous for what he's for how he sounds. And honestly, I'm not mad at it because A, it's his signature sound, and B, it kind of gives some forward motion to his voice. It's not flat. Okay, it's not flat and boring. It gives it that forward motion. So, it's starting out very slow, very tender, very calm, and with that classic warmth and butteriness that he has.
But I can't help falling in love with.
And and resonance too. I mean, he's got a gorgeous baritone voice, but it resonates all through his nasal passages and a little bit in his chest. Listen to the word falling specifically, and you'll hear that it's ringing inside his head. It's gorgeous.
Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can?
It also has that, like, you see me, I'm struggling not to sing along. I would love to. I love this song. I love singing it. I love hearing it. But you can hear in sort of like, but I can't. He does a little bit of that signature scoop that he does into his notes. Again, under normal circumstances, like say you're in school learning your music, and you're having a vocal coach teach you, doing scoops like that is highly frowned upon. You're supposed to hit the notes on point and then go on it. But this gives it that languid, just smooth, mellow feel to it, and it also is, obviously it's his signature sound, but it adds that warmth and that smooth butteriness to his sound. And it's I don't think it was intentional. I think that's just how he sounded. but it's something that has been highly imitated over the years because of how smooth it makes the sound go. Listen to that.
If I can't help falling in love with you, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling.
Listen to that gorgeous head voice. He's clearly a baritone, but he's got that lovely head voice where he just floats it up there. He does not strain. He doesn't try to force it through the nose. He just floats it up there like it's nothing.
Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you.
And I apologize a little bit for the quality of the sound. You know, you can tell this was taking off of an older album where there's a little bit of popping and scratching in the back of it, like it's taken straight off of a record, right? But you can tell the beautiful, smooth. They're very traditional harmonies in the background, because I feel like they're more to just add a sense of fullness. You know, that he's not alone there singing this one line with the instruments. He's not alone, and it doesn't feel so thin and incomplete in some way. You know, they're just there to add that fullness. Not really to perk up the ear very much, because they're very traditional harmonies. There's nothing funny going on in there that makes you go like, whoa, hang on, that's interesting, I like that, you know, one way or the other. It's just there to add that fullness and completeness, and also to kind of give it, again, a little more forward motion, because they don't sing every single word of the chorus. They just pop in at certain times, and so it gives you sort of a reference point to where Elvis is, and he's not just, you know, you're like, okay, wait a minute, he's been going on for a minute. You know, you're given a reference point with these background vocals. Listen to him again. Just listen real closely, because again, I say there's not a whole lot of anything crazy back there. It's very traditional, but you'd miss it if it wasn't there.
Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling.
Ooh, and that actually does, now that I'm concentrating a little more on the background noise, listen to the way the oohs go while he's talking about like a river flows to the sea. You can hear the oohs going forward. Ooh, ooh. They're doing that wave-like quality to that. That's very clever.
Flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with
Gorgeous. There's a reason why this song is classic. It is just reminiscent of, I mean, quiet nights. This is like one of those quiet night in date nights where you set up at the dining room table with a candle and all the and a home cooked meal, and then you're just sort of, you put a record on and slow dance in the living room with each other. There's a reason why it is so classic, and because his voice was so smooth and so rich that it has been imitated and all throughout history since then. And there's a reason why. He really was very talented. He had his gimmick of the Elvis hips, but he was talented to start with. So let's see what Diana Ankudinova does with it. Again, I've heard some of her stuff. She is a talented young lady, but I have not heard her sing this song. So let's get to it. I'm excited. Okay, now before she even starts singing, that is a different take on it. It's slightly it's very melancholy and slightly eerie in a way as well. That is definitely a different take on it. And so I'm interested to see where this
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Okay, already off the bat, wildly different feel. Diana's voice is very warm and very it's very soft and very full, and you feel it here in her throat more than say, and there is some pinging that helps it come forward, because I think if it was all here it would just be muddy, but she is very much singing from her chest. Okay, it is resonating all in there. And you notice that her mouth is very closed throughout the whole thing. Okay, she's enunciating very, very well. There, you do detect some of her native accent, but she is enunciating very well. But her mouth stays very, very closed because of the range that she is in. This is a tenor range sung by a woman. Okay, and so she comes across that very naturally. That's why her voice has that quality to it.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
And see, that's a very she changed the melody line to add in a few minors and some modulations and some things in there that give it a very different feel. Elvis's version was very soft, very, let's sway together. I can't help it and I'm loving it. I'm just going with the flow. Okay. Hers is very melancholy, and it's kind of scared. It's like I can't help it, and it's kind of worrying me here, that I can't help these feelings I have for you. So, not only with the breathy sound of her voice and the strings going on in the background with their very high lilting notes, but also the modulations and the different pitches that she has changed in the melody. I'm really liking the change.
But I can't
as Cher said, can we get a little commotion for the dress? That's gorgeous. I'm just saying. But also, as she goes up in pitch, her tone comes more forward. Okay, and it becomes much clearer and much resonance and much more resonant and pingy, as I've heard some people say. And it again, it adds to that siren call kind of feel to this particular version. Can you say drama? My lord, woman. Okay, this again, a totally different feel. This is something that, Elvis was falling in love. He couldn't help it, and he was just pleased as punch about it. Okay, Diana is falling in love, and it hurts. It is painful. It is scary. It is big and dramatic. Okay. And of course, she helps that by being crystal clear on those high notes. Anyone else reminded? Please don't laugh. Anyone reminded of the opera scene in Fifth Element right here? Just me? No. Okay. Anyway, no. I'm really loving this. This is great. Whoop. Gorgeous. Apparently this is this looks like one of those competition shows. Yeah, the judges are going to say something more here, apparently. But that was gorgeous. Correct me in the comments, but what it sounds like to me is that Diana is what is actually a true alto. A lot of women play altos. She might even be a contralto. A lot of women will sing the alto part in a chorus, but true altos are fairly rare. Most female voices. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. The highest soprano part is a coloratura. They can sing up way, like whistle tones, high up in the stratosphere. Then you have a first soprano. Then you have a lyric or second soprano. Then you have a mezzo-soprano, who is usually the ones that sing the alto notes in a chorus or a choir. Then you have a true alto, who can get these gorgeous tenor, thick, almost male-sounding voices. And then there's a contralto, who is the lowest of the low female voices before you get to a countertenor, who sounds like a female voice, and then you go on and on and on. But, correct me, tell me if you know what voice part Diana sings, because she sounds to me, at the very least, like a true alto. And that is quite rare. A true alto and a contralto are quite rare, and I feel like she really is, because she is so comfortable and so resonant and rich in those lower notes, and then she just opens up in the higher notes and just allows the sound to soar. Okay, so y'all, I loved both versions. Just, I mean, the first is a classic. It's Elvis. Come on, I mean, gorgeous, resonant, deep, classic voice that you just can't get enough of. And Diana is just so very talented. And she definitely did justice to this. And I love how she changed it around. A brand new feel, which was so interesting. Y'all, I'm so glad that you were here to see this with me. Thank you, DJ, for requesting it. And don't forget, if you want to request a song I do, you can join up on the Patreon. Yep, I have a Patreon. I'm going to leave the link in the description for you below. And if you also join the Patreon, you also have access to things like I may put up some of the bloopers of me trying to do the intro to this particular episode, and I just kept stumbling over my words. You'll get bonus content like the Epic Saga, the Troy Saga from the Epic Musical. Me and DJ did a reaction video to all 5 songs, and they're all up early on my Patreon. Okay, I'm releasing them once a week here on YouTube, but they're already up on Patreon if you want to go check those out. So there are lots of fun things to look at there. So I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like, subscribe, put the bell button to know whenever I post next. Maybe join the Patreon and have a little extra fun with that, okay? But in the meantime, have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you in the next one.